Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to all. So let's start the lecture. All of you can get this screen. बताने देखा है ये screen? Okay. So what we have learned in the last lecture? Can anyone summarize the last lecture? Single phase AC series circuit. Start the new chapter. So can anyone summarize quickly the last lecture? What we have learned? Yes. Anyone?
Sir, we have seen a series connection of a resistor with capacitor and inductor and their respective equations for current and voltage.
No.
And
First we
power
see
also.
only RL circuit. Okay, not RLC. We see the AC circuit with R and L connected in series, and we see the what is the behavior of the circuit. We see the vector diagram, clear, and then we derive the equation of active power, power factor, voltage, current, clear. So let's see that. Let's summarize the last lecture. So last lecture we have studied the RL series circuit. We supplied the AC supply, and we see the what is the vector diagram for this. So as we see that the current is lag behind the voltage by angle phi, clear, and this angle phi is between 0 to 90 degree when the series circuit is RL circuit, clear. So this phi angle is nothing but a power factor angle that indicates that how much angle by which your current is lag behind the voltage, clear. So this is a phasor diagram of the series RL circuit. Then after we derive the equation of total voltage. So total supply voltage we given here from the supply, that is equal to resistive component means voltage drop across resistance square plus voltage drop across inductance square and its square root. So that gives the total supply voltage. And take the common I, so we get the equation of I from this, V divided by square root of R square plus XL square, which is nothing but impedance of this series RL circuit. Yeah. Then we derive what is the equation of power factor angle or power angle phi. So that you derive from the tan phi. If you take tan phi from this vector diagrams, you get VR divided by VL. Clear? So sorry, VL divided by VR. So VL is I into XL, VR is I into R. I cancel out. So tan phi is equal to inductive reactance divided by resistance. So from this equation, you can find out the value of phase angle phi. Phi is equal to tan inverse XL divided by R. Then if you know that we applied the voltage is Vm sin omega t, so here your current is lag behind the voltage by angle phi. So you can write the equation of current like I is equal to Im sin omega t minus phi. Here phi is nothing but the angle by which your current is lag behind the supply voltage. Clear? Then we derive the equation of instantaneous power. So instantaneous power is instantaneous voltage into current. So finally we derive this equation 1/2 Vm Im cos phi minus 1/2 Vm Im cos 2 omega t minus phi. So first component of this instantaneous power, that is nothing but a average power, or you can say that constant power, or you can say that a active power of this supply. Second part is pulsating component whose average value is 0 over the complete cycle. So average power or active power you can write down like this. First component Vm Im by cos phi. So you can also write in terms of RMS value Vm by root 2 Im by root 2 into cos phi. We know that Vm by root 2 is RMS value, that is V. Im by root 2, that is RMS value of current, which is I. So you can write the active power equation like RMS value Vi cos phi, or in terms of maximum value Vm Im by 2 into cos phi. Clear? Then after we derive another equation for active power like P is equal to Vi cos phi, or you can also write I square into R. Clear? Because we know that the power consumed in the only resistance, power never consumed by the inductor or capacitor. Yeah, so power consumed or active power in this series RL circuit is I square into R. Yeah, this is the alternate equation of the active power. Then last we see the how to draw the waveform of voltage, current and power for this series RL circuit. So here we take the voltage as a reference. So voltage start from the 0 angle. Then you can see that the current start from the after 30 angle. So 30 degree, that is nothing but phi. It means here current is lag behind the voltage by angle phi. Clear? So you can see that current start from omega t is equal to 30 degree. Then we draw the waveform of instantaneous power. So you can draw the power waveform from this waveform of voltage and current, because power is what multiplication of voltage and current. So when both are positive, you get the positive power. If anyone is negative, you get the negative power. So you can see that between 0 to 30, your current is negative. Before it becomes positive, it is negative. So voltage positive, current negative. So ultimately you get the power is negative between 0 to 30. So you get the negative pulse. Then between 30 to 180, you get the positive voltage and current. So you get the positive power. Clear? Same like for the rest of the period. Clear? So last lecture we see the power waveforms for the series RL circuits. Clear? Now next point is impedance triangle. So as we already see the vector diagram for the series RL circuit. So you know that in the x-axis there is a current. So if you divide this, if you multiply this, if you multiply this current by its impedance, like in the x-axis we have voltage drop across the resistance, because voltage across the resistance and current flowing into the resistance both are in same phase. Clear? So there is no phase difference between voltage and current in resistance. Clear? Now voltage across the inductance and current, they have 90-degree phase difference. So you can see the x-axis we have current vector. So in the exactly y-axis 90-degree we have the vector of voltage across the inductance. This is VL, which is equal to I into XL. So by vector summation of this VR into VL, that gives a total supply voltage, which is I into Z. So if you see this vector diagram, so there is a one common quantity, that is I. I is common in all this vector. So if you remove this I, so your triangle, right angle triangle, that becomes a impedance triangle, because only impedance are present in this axis. You can see that in the x-axis there is R, y-axis there is a XL. So summation of this you get the Z impedance. So that is called as the impedance triangle of this series RL circuit. Clear? So the phasor diagram of the RL series circuit, as we see that, from that you can make this impedance triangle, or you can say that that is a right angle triangle. Clear? Now what is the importance of this impedance triangle? So the main idea to use this impedance triangle is to find out the impedance of the circuit. So impedance of the circuit, as we know that is Z. So Z we can derive from the value of square root of R square plus XL square. Clear? So if you know the value of R and XL, you can find out the impedance of the circuit. Second thing you can find out from this impedance triangle, that is power factor. So cos phi is the power factor. So cos phi is equal to what? R by Z. Clear? So from this triangle you can calculate the power factor also. Then power factor angle also you can find out from the tan phi, as we already see that tan phi is equal to XL by R. Then you can also find out that whether the current is leads or lag the voltage. So if you know this, if you show this phasor diagram, then you can directly see that the resistance in this x-axis and here vertically at 90 degrees advanced, there is a XL. So vector diagram or vector summation of R and XL, that is Z. So here phi is nothing but an angle between voltage and current. So here x-axis current, y-axis voltage. So it means current is lag behind the voltage. So from the impedance triangle you can identify that current is lead or lag the voltage. Clear? So if exactly mirror image of this triangle, it means that current is lead the voltage. If you exactly mirror image, if you invert this triangle, so in that case what will happen? In the x-axis there is a voltage, current, but vertically downwards there is x, x. Clear? So that happens in the case of series RC circuit, where your current is lead the voltage by angle phi. Clear? So from the triangle, impedance triangle, you can identify that current is lead or lag the voltage. Clear? So that is a 4 parameter you can identify from this impedance triangle circuit. Clear? So this is the importance of the impedance triangle circuits in the AC circuit. Now next see what are the components of the power. So as you already see that there are 3 components. One is active component, reactive component, and apparent power. So as you already draw the vector diagram where the current is lag behind the voltage by phi. You can see here current is lag behind the voltage by angle phi. So this current component has 2 components. One component is horizontal, that we call I cos phi, and one is the vertical component that we call I sin phi. Clear? So this vector diagram is for the series RL circuit, because obviously when the load is RL, then and then you get the phi between 0 to 90 degree. Yeah. So I think this angle is near to the 45 degree. So it is for the series RL circuit. So consider that what this circuit, the current is lagged behind the voltage by phi angle, and draw the phasor diagram here. Clear? So in this circuit, what is your apparent power, or how to derive the equation of apparent power? So apparent power is nothing but a summation of active power plus reactive power, vector summation. Clear? So if I say that the exact definition of apparent power, so that is nothing but a total power that appears to transfer between source and load, that is called as the apparent power. It means how much amount of power you actually provide from the supply, that is apparent power, or you can say the total power. Clear? So it is equal to nothing but a product of voltage and current. Simple. S is equal to V into I. S is the symbol of apparent power. So this power you measure in terms of volt into ampere. Yeah? Volt into ampere, not in watt. Clear? Generally you measure the power in watt, but that unit is for the active power. Clear? Apparent power, that is the total power, which is V into I, you measure in terms of volt into ampere. So that has two components. As I already told you that apparent power is the vector summation of active and reactive power. So it is a component of true power. True power means active power and reactive power. Clear? So how you draw this vector diagram for to show that what is apparent power, reactive power and active power. So from the same vector diagram here, you can see that x-axis we have voltage, we take as a reference. So in the same axis, we have component of current, which is I cos phi, which is in phase with the voltage. So always active power component, that is a cosine component. So this horizontal axis, that voltage into current, this current I cos phi, so that gives the active power, or you can say that true power. So P is equal to Vi cos phi. You can see in this vector diagram, P is equal to Vi cos phi, that is your active power. Clear? Now what is the reactive power? So exactly 90 degree with this active power here, exactly 90 degree lag behind the active power means I sin phi into this voltage, because power is V into I. Okay. So V into this 90 degree component, which component of the current which is 90 degree out of phase with the voltage. So this part, that is called as a reactive component. Yeah. So if you parallelly draw this same vertical diagram, a vertical line here, yes, you can see here same in the figure. If you draw here vertical line, so and multiply with the V, so that Vi sin phi, that is nothing but a reactive power of this circuit. Clear? Now vector summation of this true power and this reactive power, so that makes the total power, or you can say that apparent power, which is nothing but S is equal to V into I. Clear? So I hope you understand that what is active power, what is reactive power, and what is apparent power. Clear? So if I write the definition of active power, so the definition of active power is the power which is actually consumed in a circuit, that is called as active power or true power. જે પાવર તમારી સર્કિટમાં કન્ઝ્યુમ થાય છે, actually consume or actually useful for the doing the work in your load, that power is called as a true power or active power. So you can see the definition: power which is actually consumed in a circuit is called as a true power. So if there is a resistive circuit or RL circuit, inductor and resistance circuit, so power is only consumed in what? Only resistance, because power cannot be consumed by the inductor or capacitor. So whatever power consumed in the resistance, that power we call as the active power or true power. Clear? Because we know that power is only consumed in the resistance. Neither pure inductor nor pure capacitor consume the active power. Clear? Because when you provide the power to the inductor or capacitor, what will happen? At every quarter cycle of your supply, they consume and then again they give the power to the source. So average power given to the capacitor or inductor is 0 in one full cycle, because in one quarter cycle they consume and another quarter cycle they again give this power to this source. Clear? So in all one cycle, average power consumed by this inductor and capacitor is 0. That's why we can say that the active power cannot be consumed by the inductor or capacitor. Clear? So now you can see that the current and voltage phasor, we know that in the resistor are in same phase, and current in phase with the voltage, that produces the true power. Okay, you can see that current in phase with the voltage. So which current in phase with the voltage? I cos phi. So this I cos phi into V, that makes the active power component. Yeah. Sorry, 1 minute. Yes. So this true power, that is P is equal to what? V into I cos phi. Product of voltage and component of the current that is in phase with the voltage, which is I cos phi. Yeah. So what is the unit of this active power? So that is watt. Yeah. So the component I cos phi, which is in phase with the voltage, that is called as a wattful component, which is a useful current, which is actually used to do the some work in your load, because this component of the total current contributes to the true power. Clear? So it is noted that the true power which is used for producing the useful work in your load. Like suppose if I am talking about the motor, so in your motor the torque produced is because of this active power. Clear? Same way, suppose in another load we require the heat or light. Clear? So this heat and light is produced because of this active power. So it is used in the circuit and you cannot recover this power. Where if you provide the power to inductor and capacitor, that you can provide and then you can again recover from this inductor and capacitor. But when you provide this power to the circuit, you cannot recover this power from the circuit itself. Clear? Now next component is the reactive power. So reactive power definition is that the component of apparent power which is neither consumed nor does any useful work in your circuit, that is called as the reactive power. So as the power is consumed and LNC is 0, because we know that the power received from the source, as I already told you, that from the one quarter cycle and then return to the source again. So in one cycle average power consumed by this LNC, that is 0. So that is called as a circulating reactive power, because in one quarter cycle they get the power and then another quarter cycle they supply the power again to the source. So they are circulating from one side to another side. Yes. So now current and voltage in LNC, as we know that is 90 out of phase. In an inductor we know that current is 90 degree lag behind the voltage, and in capacitor current is lead the voltage by 90 degree. Yeah. So voltage and current in LNC is 90 out of phase. So therefore the current which is 90 out of phase with the voltage, that is contributes to the reactive power. So if you make the product of voltage and the component of current which is 90 degree out of phase with the voltage, so that component is called as a reactive power component of your total power. Clear? So reactive power, that is equal to voltage into component of the current which is 90 degree out of phase with the voltage, which is I sin phi. Clear? As we already see in the vector diagram. You can see that I sin phi, which is 90 degree lag behind the voltage. So I sin phi into V, that is called as a reactive power component of this circuit. Clear? So what is the unit of this reactive power? So we measure in terms of volt ampere reactive, or in short we call it as a VAR. And this component of the current I sin phi, which is 90 degree out of phase with the voltage, that is called as a wattless component, because they are not contribute to the useful work in your circuit. So this component is called as a wattless component. Yeah. So I think all of you clear what is the active power, what is the reactive power in your circuit. Is there any doubt up to this? Anyone? Yes, anyone? Is there any doubt? Yes or no?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. Now next topic is power factor. So we already see the one equation of power factor, that is R by Z. But there are also another equation you can write down for the power factor from the vector diagram. So as we already see the equation of cos phi, which is nothing but a cosine of angle between voltage and current. Clear? So how to write this equation of power factor? So power factor from this vector diagram you can write like this way, which is nothing but a ratio of true power divided by apparent power. As we see in the previous slide, that vector diagram for in terms of active, reactive and apparent power. So if you derive the equation of cos phi here, so cos phi is what? True power nearest by side divided by this inclined side, which is apparent power. So true power divided by apparent power, that is another equation of power factor. So true power we know that, which is what? Vi cos phi. Apparent power is Vi. So finally you get the ratio is what? Cos phi. Clear? So if you know the true power, apparent power, then also you can find out the power factor of your circuit. Clear? Then as we already know that apparent power, that is a summation of active and reactive power, or you can write down S square is equal to P square plus Q square from this right angle triangle. Active power we know the equation, that is apparent power into cos phi. Apparent power is Vi into cos phi, so that is active power. Apparent power into sin phi, Vi sin phi, that is called as a reactive power. Clear? So there are two equations right now we know that of power factor. One is R by Z. Clear? That we derive from the impedance triangle. Clear? Then another equation of power factor, that is true power divided by apparent power. Clear? So in the example, based on the given data, you can find out the power factor from any of these equations. If you know the R and Z, you can use this equation. If you know the active reactive power, you can use this equation to derive the or calculate the value of power factor. So why we use this power factor? What is the importance of this power factor in your circuit? Or what type of power factor in your circuit you can get? So there are basically two types of power factor. One is lagging power factor and leading power factor. Clear? So what is called as a leading power factor or lagging power factor? So generally, if when your current is lag behind the voltage, which is generally you get for the inductive load or combination of RL load. Clear? So when current is lag behind the voltage, at that time you get the lagging power factor. Clear? Because current is lag behind the voltage. We take the voltage as a reference line. So usually this word lagging or leading, we generally use with the numerical value to signify that whether your current is lag or lead the voltage. So suppose if your power factor is 0.5 and current is lag behind the voltage, so we can say that your power factor is 0.5 lagging. Clear? Exactly reverse, if your power factor is 0.5 and current is lead the voltage, then we can say that your power factor is 0.5 leading. Clear? So based on the phase difference between voltage and current, we can say that it is leading or lagging. Clear? Or sometimes the power factor is also expressed in terms of percentage also. So sometimes this lagging power factor is 0.5, which also sometimes expressed in terms of percentage, like 80% lagging. So 80% lagging power factor, it means that your power factor is 0.8 lagging. Or you can say that current is lag behind the voltage with the power factor 0.8. Clear? So this is a way you can identify the lagging or leading in the power factor. Now next topic is what is the importance of this power factor? What is the significance of this power factor in the AC circuit? If it is high, then it is good for the load, or it is low, then it is good for the circuit. Yes, anyone can give the answer. What is the significance of this power factor? How we can say that this circuit has a good power factor? Yes, anyone? Yes, anyone can give the answer. When we say that your circuit is a good power factor, high power factor is good or low power factor is good? Yes, anyone? 27 number. Give me the answer. 27 number. Okay, absent. 28.
Yes, sir.
Give me the answer. Yes, 28 number.
Yes, sir.
Yes, give the answer. 29 number.
Yes, sir.
Give the answer. Which power factor is good? High power factor is good or low power factor is good for your circuit? And why?
High power factor.
High power factor is good. Why?
Because
can
it
say that?
reduces losses and improve voltage regulation.
No. Yes, any other one can give the answer? Yes, anyone can give the answer from this vector diagram. You can see this power triangle. Okay, all of you can see this power triangle. Now from this power triangle, you can say that your power factor is high, then the circuit is good. Power factor
Sir.
is what? Cos phi. Okay. Yes.
Sir, when power factor is greater means true power is greater than apparent power, then we can say that it is good.
True power is greater than apparent power. That is never possible. Because apparent power is what? Summation of true power and reactive power. Clear? So always your apparent power is greater than true power. Clear? Or it is equal to true power. But your true power never greater than apparent power. This is not possible. Clear? Any other one? You can see that this angle phi. Clear? Power factor is what? Cos phi. Here, when your cos phi means power factor is maximum, at which angle? Yes?
0.
0. When this angle is 0 between active power and this apparent power, at that time you get the maximum power factor. Clear? Now you can say that what is the value of reactive power when your cos phi is 1 or phi is 0? Yes?
Zero.
When
Zero.
0. And which power does the useful work in your circuit? Active or reactive power?
True power. Active.
True power?
True
So
power.
which
Active power.
active power or true power? Okay. So if true power is high as compared to reactive power, then it is good for your circuit or not?
Yes.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
Your apparent power is what? Summation of true power and reactive power. So when true power is high, it means your reactive power is low. If your true power is low, it means your reactive power is high. Clear? So if you see that when your power factor is maximum, means cos phi is equal to 1, which is possible when your phi is 0. It means angle between true power and apparent power is 0. In that case, what will happen? Your reactive power component is what? 0. It means whatever your apparent power, means whatever total supply power you give to the circuit, that power does the useful work. It means your apparent power is equal to what? Your true power. It is right? Yes or no?
Yes. Yes, sir.
So it means that there is no loss of power in your circuit. Means whatever power you give to the circuit, all the power does the useful work. Clear? So that's why we can say that high power factor is good for the circuit, because as power factor is high, that indicates that how much percentage of apparent power that is useful to do the useful work in your circuit. Clear? So maximum power factor, it means that your true power is near to the apparent power. Clear? Exactly opposite you think about that. When your power factor is minimum, when your cos phi is 0, at which angle?
90.
90 degree.
Phi is 90 degree. Okay, phi is 90 degree. Clear? So in that case, when phi is 90 degree, your true power is what? You can see the vector diagram also. If you draw the vector diagram with
Minimum.
phi 90, assume that your active power is what? 0, almost 0. Yes.
Yes, sir.
And all apparent power is same as the reactive power. It means in your circuit, there is no useful power is remaining. Clear? So as we already know that in your load, like in motor, torque is produced by this active power. So if you provide the apparent power in which true power is 0 and reactive power is same like apparent power, so that motor never generates the torque and that motor will never rotate. Clear? So because of this reason, the power factor is high. That is good for your circuit. So as high as power factor, we can say that your circuit is as good as. Clear? So as I already told you this same thing here, the apparent power drawn by the circuit has two components, one is true and reactive power. True power component that should as large as possible because this component which does the useful work in your circuit. So this is possible only when reactive power component is small. So when reactive power component is small, when this power factor angle is small, or you can say that when power factor is large. So smaller the power factor angle or smaller this phase angle phi, your power factor is high or greater the power factor. Smaller the reactive power component, where power factor is high. So this is possible when phi is 0, you get the maximum active power and 0 reactive power. Clear? So it means your active power is equal to apparent power. So this means that whole apparent power drawn from the circuit that being utilized by it. So the power factor of a circuit, that is nothing but what? Measure of its effectiveness in utilizing the apparent power drawn from the circuit. So greater the power factor of the circuit, greater is the ability of the circuit to utilize the apparent power. So if I say that your power factor is 0.5, so it means that only 50% of active power, 50% of apparent power, which is total power, which is generally utilized for this circuit. Where if I am saying that 0.8 power factor means only 80% utilization of the apparent power of the circuit. So for this reason, we wish that your power factor of the circuit as near as to the 1 as possible. Clear? And then we can say that your circuit power factor is good. Now clear all of you? The concept of power factor and what is the importance of power factor in the AC circuit? All of you
Yes,
clear
sir.
this one?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. So let's calculate the example related to this series RL circuit. So understand the concept of this circuit. Now write down example number 1. A coil having a resistance of 7 ohm and inductance of 31.8 millihenry that is connected to 230 watt 50 hertz supply. Calculate circuit current. Second, phase angle. Third, power factor. Fourth, power consumed. Fifth, voltage drop across resistor and inductor. All of you first write down the given data on the circuit. Please mute your mic, please. If anyone is on the mute, my mic janu chalu hai, please band kari dejo. Creates a noise in this lecture. Okay. First write down the given data. Which data is given? See, the resistance is given, R is given 7 ohm. Inductance means L is given 31.8 millihenry. Connected to 230 volt. So supply voltage is given 230 volt. Frequency is given, F is equal to 50 hertz. And remember that whenever this voltage is given, this voltage is the RMS value. If it is not given with the specific name like peak voltage. Otherwise, assume this voltage as a RMS voltage. So VRMS is given. VRMS is 230 volt. Always supply voltage given in the RMS value. So whatever supply you can get at your home, that is 230 volt, that is also RMS value. Clear? So always the rating of this, all the equipment, electrical equipment, the voltage and current rating given in terms of RMS value. Clear? So if you see that all the equipment at home like light or fan, all are given with the rating of 230 volt 50 hertz. So 230 volt, that is the RMS value. Yeah. So that thing is remember. Okay, now find first the circuit current. How to calculate the value of current from this given data? Yes. Yes.
18.8 ampere.
Yes, very good. 18.85 ampere. Yes. How to find out this? So F is given, L is given. So what do you find out from this? XL, inductive reactance. Yes or no? 2 pi in FL. Clear? You can see here. XL is equal to what? 2 pi F into L. F is given 50 hertz frequency. L is given 31.8 millihenry. So you can find out XL, that is 10 ohm. Then from this you can find out the impedance also, because R is given, XL you already find out. So R square plus XL square and square root. So you can get the value of impedance. So I is what? V divided by Z. Current is equal to voltage divided by impedance. Clear? So I is given, V is given 230 volt. Z is find out 12.2 ohm. So finally you can find out the value of circuit current, that is 18.85 ampere. All of you get this answer? Now second is phase angle.
Sir.
How to find out the phase angle? Phase angle means what? Phi, power factor angle. Yes? Can anyone give me the answer? What is the
Tan
phase angle?
inverse 10 by 7.
But what is the answer?
Tan inverse 10 by 7.
What is tan inverse 10 by 7? Calculate in calculator.
8.
$55.0079.
What?
55.0079.
Yes, that is almost 55 angle. It is leading or lagging? It is leading or lagging power factor angle?
Lag.
Lag. Why?
Lag.
Why it is lagging? Yes? Anyone? Give the answer. Why it is lagging power factor angle?
Is behind the applied voltage.
Because it is a inductive circuit. You can see that in a circuit we have resistance and inductance. Clear? So we already see that when there is a resistance and inductance in the circuit, your current is lag behind the voltage by between 0 to 90 degree. Clear? So always in the inductive circuit or RL circuit, your current is your phase angle is lagging. Clear? Or you can say the power factor is also lagging. So tan phi, as you already know equation, XL divided by R, or you can also use the equation of cos phi. Cos phi is equal to what? R by Z. So you already know the value of R, 7, know the value of Z. So R by Z would be 7 divided by 12.2. So you get cos phi, power factor. So phi is equal to cos inverse this 7 divided by 12. Then also you can get this power factor angle. Clear? Then power factor is what? Again same cos phi. Phi we already calculated, phase angle 55. So cos 55, that is what? 0.573 lagging. Clear? Always write this word lagging or leading. If it is an inductive circuit, write lag. If it is a capacitive circuit, write leading. Clear? Okay, then next, how much power consumed by this circuit? How much power consumed by this circuit? Fourth one, 35 number, give me the answer. How much power consumed?
Sir,
Yes.
sir, sorry for interruption. Sir, I had a doubt in this. Sir, in circuit current, it is I is RMS current.
Yes, I is RMS current. Yes.
So, sir, can't we calculate it by VRMS by R formula? IRMS equals to VRMS by R.
Which equation? Power equation or power value?
No, sir, for current, circuit current. IRMS equals to VRMS by R.
Yes, the same way we can calculate it. See here, I is equal to what? V by Z. V is what? RMS value. Clear? Here your circuit has not only resistor. That circuit is only inductance also. So we write the impedance, not R only. Clear? That's why we write I is equal to V by Z. If your circuit has only resistance, this 7 ohm, then you can write VRMS divided by R. Clear? But this circuit has resistor as well as inductor. Both are connected in series. Clear? So as we know that when resistance and inductance in your circuit, so that becomes what? Impedance. Impedance is what? R square plus SL square root.
Yes.
Suppose there is RLC circuit. Clear? So in that case, the equation becomes square root of R square plus XL minus 1 upon XC whole square. Clear? Like this way. So depending upon which component in your circuit, write down the equation of current. If you only resistance, pure resistance, then you can write simple V by R. That we generally write in the DC circuit. Because in the DC circuit, we have only resistance. We have not inductors and capacitors. Clear? That is the main difference between AC and DC circuit. In DC circuit, you can get only resistance. So you simply write the equation of current I is equal to V by R. But in the AC circuit, where we have inductance as well as capacitor, so based on the value, you can write the equation of impedance and then equation of current also. Clear?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, what is the power consumed? Anyone give the answer? What is the equation of power consumed by the circuit? We already discussed that which power is consumed in your circuit, or what is the useful power?
Sir, is the answer 95.93?
No. First of all, give me the answer. What is the power consumed? Which power is
Active
consumed?
power.
Yes, active power. What is the equation of active power?
True power.
VI cos phi.
VI cos phi. Okay.
Sir,
Cos phi.
2485.
Yes, 2484. See, you already calculated cos 5.573 legi. Okay. V already is given 230 RMS. IV already calculated 18.85. Yes, simple VI cos phi. You get the answer 2484.24 watt. What is the unit of active power or power consumed? So whenever asked that power consumed, it means that that is the active power. Clear? Because only active power is consumed in your circuit. Clear, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Now, find out the last thing, voltage drop across resistance and inductor. VR and VL. Voltage drop across resistance, that is what? I into R. And voltage drop inductor, that is what? I into XL. Clear? So all this needed.
Sir.
Yes?
131.6 and 188.
Yes. Voltage drop across resistors is 131.95 volt, and voltage drop across inductor, that is I into XL, which is 188.5 volt. All of you get this answer?
Yes, sir.
Clear? Is there any doubt in this example? Anyone? So I move for the next example if you have not any doubt.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So write down next example. Inductor coil is connected to supply of 250 volt. Again, this voltage is RMS value. Okay. Remember this thing always. Always supply voltage is the RMS voltage. If it is not specified like maximum value, then assume it is the RMS value. Okay. So 250 volt supply given to the inductor coil, which is a 50 hertz and takes a current of 5 ampere. Coil dissipates 750 watt. So calculate power factor, resistance of the coil, and third one, inductance of the coil. Yes, all of you calculate all these three quantity. First, power factor. $75 number. Give me the answer. What is the power factor of this circuit? $75 number. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, 0.6.
0.6. No, it is a wrong answer. It is only 0.6. Yes. 75 number. It is just 0.6.
So someone else answered that question.
What?
So someone else answered that question right now.
Okay, okay. So what is the answer? Yes, 75 number.
Sir, I'm still trying to do it.
Okay. All of you first write down the given data.
Approx 37 degree.
How much?
Approx 37 degree.
See, we not.
I mean theta. Cos phi equals to 3 by 5. Then cos inverse. It will be cos inverse 3 by 5.
No. What is power factor? Power factor means what? Cos phi.
0.6
I don't
lakhs.
require angle. Yes.
Then only
Sir,
0.6.
Yes. 0.6. Just 0.6.
I'm
only.
going wrong.
0.6 lakhs.
And it will
Yes.
be lagging.
Right
0.6
answer is
lag.
0.6 lagging. Okay, not just 0.6. If you write 0.6, it is the wrong answer because it is a RL circuit. So must write down the lagging. Okay, 0.6 lagging power factor. So here in the given data, power dissipated is given. It means active power is given. What power? Clear? P is given. V and I is already given. 250 volt. I is 5. So cos phi is what? P divided by V into I. Clear? So it is 0.6 lagging. Clear? Now next is resistance of the coil.
Sir,
What is the
30
resistance?
ohm.
30 ohm.
30 ohm.
30 ohm.
30.
Yes. Answer is 30 ohm. So first of all, find out the impedance, which is V by I, 250 by 5. So it is 50 ohm. So as we know the equation of cos phi, that is what? Cos phi is equal to R by Z. So R is equal to Z into cos phi. So you get the answer 30 ohm. Now, what is the value of inductance of this coil? From the equation of impedance, you can find out this. Z is equal to what? Square root of R square plus XL square. So what is the value of L? First find out XL. Okay, from the equation of impedance. And from the XL, you can find out the value of inductance, L.
Sir,
127
0.127.
Yes, 0.127 Henry. So first of all,
Right.
find out XL, which is square root of Z square minus R square. So which is 40 ohm. And we know that XL is what? 2 pi F into L. So L is what? XL divided by 2 pi F. F is given, XL you already calculated 40. So answer is 0.127 Henry. All of you clear up to this? Is there any doubt?
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. So one example which I give you for homework. So write down this example. We will discuss this example next lecture. But I give this example to you for the homework. So calculate this example and we will discuss in the next lecture. Power dissipated is 1.2 kilowatt. When sinusoidal voltage 100 volt RMS is applied to the RL series circuit and current flow is given by I is equal to 28.3 sine 340 into T minus 5. Determine impedance, resistance and inductive reactance of the circuit. Second, power factor of the circuit. Third is voltage across R and L. And last, draw the vector diagram which showing the current and all the voltages. So all these things we have learned in the theory also. This vector diagram, how to draw the vector diagram for the series RL circuit. So after find out all this value, finally you draw the vector diagram which showing the current as well as voltage drop across all these elements. So here I stop this lecture and I give this example for the homework. So up to this lecture, is there any doubt? If any doubt, you can ask me. Otherwise, here we stop this lecture. Yes, anyone? Is there any doubt?
No, sir.
No, sir.